So, prejudice is the negative attitudes that we hold about another group of people, and discrimination is the unequal treatment of that group of people. So I guess there is a possibility, although I would suggest to you that it's very, very remote, that there could be somebody on this planet who has no prejudices and does not act in a discriminatory way against other people. I don't know who that person is. I think we all have our own prejudices, whether against another group of people, whether we speak it out loud or whether we think about it, okay? So you end up with this situation. You can also end up with this situation. So you can end up with a situation in which someone has prejudicial beliefs against another group of people, but even though they have those beliefs, they do not act in a discriminatory way against that group of people. Right? You think it, but you don't do anything. You have that one too, unfortunately. So where people have prejudicial beliefs against another group of people, and then they also act in a discriminatory way against that group of people. What about this one? Can you act in a discriminatory way if you do not have prejudicial beliefs against that group of people? Can you treat people unequally if you don't think in an unequal way about that group of people? And you're just going along with the rest, okay? Possibly. So let's see if we can come up with, so that's hypothetical, okay? That's a hypothetical scenario. So I want you to give me real life examples in which this is actually occurring right now, or has occurred. So we're not gonna, so peer pressure might be one, but give me the specifics of a situation in which this is actually happening. But we don't know that it's just discrimination without a prejudice, right? But isn't there a prejudicial belief associated with that though? Yeah. I would say for most, yes. The United States of America is very racist, and so they are certainly, by stopping them, that's a discriminatory behavior, but they're also only being stopped because of the pre-existing prejudices. We don't know if that's actually going on right now. So I'll give you one example. Right now, essentially, who need not apply to be a police officer? White men. Why not? Yes, exactly. So, in other words, vast majority of police officers are white men, and so we need to equal up the numbers. So, discrimination, there's a negative attitude held against white men. Definitely discrimination. Is it prejudicial? I don't think it's prejudicial. I don't think that these police forces are essentially saying, hey, you know what, white men, whatever, we don't like you, you're whatever, blah, 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 so therefore we're not going to hire you. It's a matter of, hey, white men, you're overrepresented within, exactly. And so we need for our police force to look more like the demographics of the city in which we are living. That's not prejudicial. I don't believe. Discriminatory, yes. So there's one, see how that's a real world example, right? Again, these ones are harder to find because we generally think that if you're going to act in a discriminatory way that you've got to have those prejudicial beliefs. That's the beliefs that leads to the behavior, right? There's another one. I'll give you one more as an example. And I hate to, I went to school at Wilfrid Laurier University, and this was before, what's her name, Lindsay Shepherd. Remember Lindsay Shepherd? Remember, she's a graduate student. She was showing videos of Jordan Peterson. Remember who Jordan Peterson is? So she got herself in trouble, and then she tape recorded secretly the conversation she had anyway. Okay, so when I was at Wilfrid Laurier University, the psychology department, so my department, put out a job advertisement, and it said, we are looking for a developmental psychologist. This person will have a PhD in developmental psychology. They'll have a proven research record in developmental psychology. They will teach developmental psychology. Men need not apply. Keeping in mind that really for that university to be able to put out that job advertisement, they would have had to have consulted the university's lawyer to make sure that they don't end up with lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit of any male developmental psychologist who wants to apply for that job, right? So, was the department being prejudicial? They were acting in a discriminatory way, but the logic that they gave, the reason that they gave was something like this. Faculty complement was something like 80% male, 20% female. Okay, this was back in the late 90s. 80? Well, now, yeah, but even still today, you're probably going to find that most departments are majority men, minority females. Because again, who goes in, generally speaking, who goes into research? So it's like something like 80% men, 20% women. Undergraduate students were something like 70% female, 30% male. Graduate students were something like 80% female, 20% male. Our faculty ratios need to look more like our students. And who's more likely to be a developmental psychologist, a man or a woman? A woman. A woman is, because and again, it goes back to the idea, think about developmental psychology, what developmental psychology would be about, for instance. So, discriminatory, yes. Prejudiced. Okay, so oftentimes we do this scapegoating thing. I think I asked you earlier in the term, for instance, if you were walking downtown Sarnia or downtown any city and you saw a homeless person or you saw somebody panhandling for money, how many of you would not put money in the hat? Lots of you wouldn't have done it. And again, well, they are there on the streets because they're lazy or because whatever the case might be. So what you've done is you've just scapegoated that person. So how can you become prejudiced? There's a couple of different ways. When members of another group are perceived as a threat to your own interests, or when you conform to group norms.